Stop. Before you watch another get-rich-quick video, you need to hear this. This is Dr. Richard John Mayer. He made millions, and so can you. A garage in Texas. The air conditioning barely works, and there's a guy hunched over a beige Mac Plus computer. You know, one of those chunky old Macs that weighs like 40 pounds. He's not coding the next Facebook. He's not launching an app. He's building something that will protect fighter jets from getting hacked mid-flight. And it's going to make him incredibly wealthy. Most people have never heard his name. And honestly, that's exactly how he likes it. While everyone's fighting for TikTok fame and chasing crypto trends, this engineer figured out how to turn the most boring government work into a multi-million-dollar empire. And by the end of this video, you'll see how one contract, just one, paid him nearly $50 million. But first, you've got to understand how he got there. This is the story of Dr. Richard John Mayer and 3 secrets that made him a millionaire. And if you're still here, you're already ahead of 90% of people who can't sit still long enough to learn how real wealth gets built. So it's 1952, Cold War America. Richard Mayer grows up obsessed with systems and patterns. Not money, not popularity. Just how do things connect? How does information flow? How do you make sense of chaos? It's the kind of brain that sees the matrix before anyone knows what that is. Fast forward, he gets his PhD from Texas A&M. Smart guy, could have gone anywhere. And here's where it gets weird. He goes to work at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Now you're probably thinking, okay, government job, decent benefits, whatever. But hold on, because what he does there becomes the foundation of everything. He's building something called IDEF. I know, sounds like a medication, but stick with me, this is actually insane. He's creating a language, not like Spanish or Python, a language that lets complex systems talk to each other. Think of it like, before GPS you needed maps, compasses, landmarks. Mayer basically invented GPS for business data. And he's doing it for the Air Force, which means it has to be bulletproof, literally. But here's what nobody tells you about government work. The salary, fine. The real money, that comes after you leave. So Mayer keeps going. He develops IDEF 1, IDEF 1X, IDEF 3, IDEF 4, IDEF 6. Each one solving a different puzzle. And while other researchers are publishing papers that nobody reads, Mayer's building tools that defense contractors are desperately going to need. If you're finding this valuable, hit that subscribe button. I break down millionaire stories nobody else talks about. Then 1988 hits. Picture it. Texas heat. A garage that smells like hot electronics and coffee. That 40-pound Mac Plus humming on a folding table. And Mayer makes the call that changes his entire life. He starts knowledge-based systems, Income KBSI for short. No venture capital pitch deck. No Silicon Valley handshakes. No, we're disrupting the paradigm nonsense. Just one man with deep expertise and a Rolodex full of Air Force contacts who trust him. And this is where most people completely miss it. Mayer doesn't try to compete with Microsoft. He's not going after millions of consumers. He picks the most boring, complicated, unsexy niche imaginable. Systems engineering for defense contractors. And that's exactly why it works. See, when you dominate a tiny niche that requires security clearances, decades of experience and specialized knowledge, you're not competing on price. You're the only option. And that's when you can charge whatever you want. Which brings us to secret number 1, niche domination. Look, everyone thinks bigger markets mean bigger money. Wrong. Mayer proves the opposite. He focuses on defense, aerospace, government systems, stuff that makes most entrepreneurs' eyes glaze over. But here's the thing, those customers are required by law to find the best expert. And guess who that is? While tech startups are burning millions trying to get customers to care, Mayer's customers need him. There's no comparison shopping. No, let me think about it. You either hire the expert Or your project fails and people might die. That's leverage. KBSI starts winning contracts. Not huge at first, but consistent, reliable. Air Force, Navy, Army, NASA. Each project builds credibility. Each success opens another door. And Mayer just keeps showing up, doing excellent work, building his reputation brick by brick. Then the Air Force comes to him with a massive problem. Their fighter jets, F-16s, F-35s, all these incredible machines are running on computer systems. And those systems can be hacked. Imagine you're a pilot, you're in hostile airspace, and suddenly your controls don't respond because some hacker in another country just took over your plane. That's a nightmare scenario. The Air Force needs someone who understands both the tech side and the operational side. Someone who can model these crazy complex systems, find the vulnerabilities before the bad guys do, and figure out how to protect them. They need Mayer, so KBSI builds Assurant. This tool lets engineers visualize exactly how a cyber attack could happen and how to stop it. It becomes so critical that thousands of people in the Air Force start using it daily. Think about that. KBSI isn't just a vendor anymore. They're essential to national defense. That's a whole different level. But wait until you hear how long this took, because this is where secret number 2 flips everything. Secret number 2, patient capital. Are you team quick money or team long money? Drop a comment. Mayer starts KBSI in 1988. The big national recognition, 2024, that's 36 years. Most people can't stick with anything for 36 months, let alone 36 years. But that's the game Mayer's playing. In defense contracting, trust doesn't happen overnight. You can't growth hack your way into protecting nuclear weapons systems. You earn it, slowly, project by project, year by year. And here's the beautiful part. While everyone else is chasing the next shiny trend, Mayer's building something that gets more valuable over time. In the early 2000s, cybersecurity is a nice-to-have. By 2010, it's becoming critical. By 2020, with state-sponsored hackers everywhere, it's absolutely essential. Mayer positioned his company before the wave hit. So when everyone suddenly needed cybersecurity experts, KBSI was already there, already trusted, already proven. The company? 43 employees, not some massive corporation, just a lean, specialized team generating over 21 million in annual revenue. Do that math, high margins, low overhead, government contracts that pay on time. And that's a very profitable business. But here's the secret nobody talks about. The third one. This is what separates good businesses from legendary ones. Secret number 3, subcontracting strategy. Okay, this is going to sound backwards, but stay with me. Everyone thinks you've got to be the prime contractor, the main company winning the big contracts. And yeah, that sounds impressive. But Mayer figured out something brilliant. Sometimes the real money is being the specialist that prime contractors can't live without. Here's how it works. A giant company like Ball Aerospace wins a $300 million Air Force contract. Awesome for them. But they can't do everything. They need experts in cybersecurity for weapon systems. They need someone who's been doing this since before cybersecurity was even a word. They need KBSI. And here's the genius move. As a subcontractor, you're not spending millions chasing contracts. You're not competing with Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman. You're being pulled into projects because you're the only one who can deliver. The big companies need you more than you need them. Mind blown yet? While everyone's fighting to be the main character, Mayer became the irreplaceable supporting actor who gets paid just as well. This strategy wins KBSI the Small Business Administration's National Subcontractor of the Year award in 2024, not regional, national, best in America. And the prime contractor says KBSI always goes the extra mile. They get the right people to the table. That's not just a compliment, that's a description of the entire business model. Plus, as a subcontractor, you've got less overhead, less bureaucracy, and you're diversified across multiple projects. One contract ends, 5 others keep going. It's the portfolio approach to government contracting. Now here's where this gets completely insane. The Air Force Research Laboratory calls KBSI. They want to award them a contract for cybersecurity and digital engineering research and development. And this is the part you'll want to screenshot. The contract, $49,950,000, running through 2029. Let me say that again. Nearly $50 million. A company that started with one guy in a hot garage with a Mac Plus is now trusted with a $50 million contract to protect America's digital infrastructure. That's not luck. That's 36 years of showing up, delivering results, and building trust. KBSI even builds their own portable data center. 20 feet by 10 feet, runs 500 computers, fully backed up by batteries and generators. It's basically saying, we're not playing around, we can handle anything you throw at us. And clearly the Air Force agrees. So why does this story matter? Because Mayer represents a completely different path to wealth that nobody talks about. While Mr. Beast is giving away Lamborghinis and crypto bros are screaming about the next coin, Mayer quietly built a business securing $50 million contracts by solving real problems for serious clients. Different game. Same result. Wealth. He did it with 3 strategies: niche domination, own a specialized market so completely that you have no real competition; patient capital, play the long game while everyone else chases quick wins; subcontracting strategy, be the irreplaceable expert instead of the one drowning in overhead. Now you know the pattern, and you'll start seeing it everywhere: defense tech, healthcare IT, enterprise systems, industrial engineering. The millionaires are hiding in plain sight, solving boring problems for massive money. Here's the truth nobody wants to hear. A $50 million contract doesn't come from going viral. It comes from becoming irreplaceable. While your neighbors are still arguing about NFTs or Monday Night Football, you could be building the kind of expertise that governments pay tens of millions for. Dr. Richard John Mayer started in a garage in 1988. Today, his company protects fighter jets, generates over $20 million annually, and just landed a $50 million contract. He built it with expertise, patience, and strategic thinking. No hype, no shortcuts, just focused execution in a niche that matters. That Mac Plus, it's displayed in KBSI's office now, a reminder of where it started, and proof of what's possible when you choose depth over breadth, expertise over trends, and decades over days. So yeah, Dr. Richard John Mayer made millions, and so can you, but probably not by doing what everyone else is doing. Maybe it's time to find your niche, build your expertise, play your own 30-year game, because that's where the real money is. The next great case study I work on could be yours. If you found this story inspiring, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want to see how another silent millionaire built a 9-figure empire in an industry most people have never heard of, that video's up next. Watch it before YouTube buries it.